Okay, our last chapter, Benedict Arnold had arrived, and Susanna and her mother were cleaning up from the spinning bee, and they were on their way back to Bolingbroke. All right, ready? When we arrived, the wharf is enveloped in an eerie silence. With a drawn face, Mother marches down the wooden planks, oblivious of the creaky and discordant symphony. With military precision, she checks each warehouse door, making occasional tisking sounds and muttering under her breath. Discouraged, I sink into the weather-beaten bench. I can't make sense of it. Mother can try all she wants, but she can't prevent Arnold from destroying the whole lot of them. If he wants to burn the tobacco, he will. Unfortunately, it's no more complicated than that. A scruffy slave man emerges from the other end of the wharf. Scuffling along, he counts the warehouses. Laying eyes on Mother, he stops dead in his tracks and stares at her. Then he breaks into a holler. "Ma'am, this ain't no place for a lady right now." "Sakes alive, who are you?" Arching her back, she puts her hands on her hips and takes a long stride towards him. "Come here and stop with your shouting. Pray tell me, where is your master?" The slave approaches Mother, studying her as he strokes his shaggy beard. "I see I have me a master over in New York County, but I done run off." He smirks, enjoying a mouthful of the same teeth and sizable gaps between them. "Now I've got a new one of my choice, General Benedict Arnold." He inks his sagging trousers up and stands taller, impervious of Mother's narrowed eyes. "I'm in His Majesty's service now, and a free man, once this war be done." Noting Mother's scowl and upturned nose, the man snickers. "If you are with them rebels, you best get out of here, and take the pretty girl home with you." I hope she will heed his sage advice, but I know better. It will take far more than an insolent runaway to intimidate my fearless mother. She stares down at down her nose at him. "You are correct. I do not support the king. However, as you may be aware, these warehouses are my property. If you are truly a redcoat, as you claim, then why are you here by yourself, away from the rest? And where is your uniform?" She raises her eyebrows, glaring at his tattered and stained smock. "Perhaps you're just another runaway trying to avoid capture." Without flinching, he stares back at her and responds in a low, gravelly voice. "Ma'am, trust me, you ain't got time for the likes of me. You don't want to get caught down here, or that girl of yours either." He shakes his head. "No, ma'am, this battle sure ain't going to last too long with all those regulars coming onto the shore. Before you know it, there'll be a huge mob down here, right here, with torches lit." Mother all but hisses. "What battle?" She tilts her head. "How do you know so much?" Despite the deserted area, he peeks over his shoulder and drops his voice to a whisper. "Look, ma'am, I'm trying to help you, see. I could get myself shot for this, but I'm the scout of General Arnold. He don't know these parts, but I sure do. He's from up there in Connecticut. I'm showing him around here later on after the battle. He wants to see them buildings here for himself." He makes a sweeping gesture towards the warehouses, thrusts his face forward, and locks his eyes with her. "You must leave now." Mother's eyes widen. I can tell she's starting to believe him. I just pray she heeds his advice. "For the love of God, don't let him burn them. My daughter and I are the only ones left, and that's our livelihood." Much to my surprise, her voice catches. Is she stifling a sob? I'm flabbergasted. I've never seen Mother so close to begging, let alone to a slave. "Ma'am, there's only one way General Arnold ain't going to burn your warehouses, and you sure ain't going to like it." He shakes his head, but a glimmer of hope shines on Mother's face. I know what she's thinking. Perhaps she can still save the last of her tobacco harvest after all. Go on, Mother probes. She leans forward within an inch of his unshaven face. He hesitates and then shakes his head again, as if already anticipating her reaction. Finally, he takes a deep breath and spits it out. You've got to put the tobacco out into the street so he can load it right onto them ships. He looks sheepish. And that's the only way he ain't going to mess with those warehouses. The fleeting promise vanishes from Mother's face as if it darkens like a massive storm on the horizon. The slave strokes his mangy beard again. I said you weren't going to like it, so the redcoats would spare the warehouses themselves if Mother forfeited the tobacco to the king. Of course, the warehouses without the contents is a useless shell, like an eggshell without the yolk inside. Absolutely not. Mother stamps her foot. I'll have you know Arnold offered the same enrichment and spared the city from burning if they gave up their tobacco. Our brave Governor Johnson immediately said no, and so do I. She gives a deep nod. You can go ahead with and torch it all now. For all I care. Turning on her heel, she storms off. I'm dumbfounded. The slave growls at Mother's retreating back. I be warning you, ma'am. This place isn't safe. Not for long. Those king's men ain't seen pretty ladies in a long time. Every minute you stay here, you're risking it all. I shiver. Surely even Mother will see reason now. At long last she relents with a defeated sigh. After turning for a last regretful look at the warehouses, Mother marches towards the carriage. Wanting to scream with relief, I am right on her heels. The man glances over his shoulder for a second and hisses, Ma'am, I got to go, and so do you and your girl, but they know that in this county courthouse of yours, they're coming for the munitions tomorrow morning first thing. He cocks his head. It ain't no secret no more. Mother turns to him and puts her hands on her hips. Who are you anyway? What's your name? Presuming you have one, of course. Panic flushes over his face and he blurts out, I can't say no more. With that, he sprints off up the ramp and disappears. Baffled, I struggle to understand his motivation. Mother, why would Arnold's guide want to help us patriots? Even a tiny bit. Especially protecting our supplies. Why would he want us to save them? Mother scratches her head. Quite frankly, I have no earthly idea. Well, we certainly must move anything out of the courthouse tonight, in case he speaks the truth. Her voice grows weary. He seems to know an awful lot for a simple runaway. I nod. He certainly does. So he knows that he told them Arnold's going to raid, not only burn down the tobacco sheds, but also take munitions or guns and whatnot in order to supply his side. Okay, more tomorrow.